Hey folks, so this is going to be a new thing I'm going to be trying to do. I like cataloging things. I like cataloging things and documenting experience, and I play a lot of board games. I found an amazing board game group that meets pretty frequently and is fun to be around, so I play games a lot now, more than I ever have in my 15 years with the hobby. So what I want to start doing is Friday mornings making a weekend board games post. Just what did I play this week? So let's take a look at the games that I played this week. Now, it's important to mention the board game group that I am a part of just came back from our second annual Cabin Con, which essentially is when the group rents a cabin and just hangs out and plays board games for 3 days. Cabin is a generous word. This place was a very nice house outside of Lansing, Michigan, but still, the name remains. So there'll be a lot in this post. So the first game that we played Thursday night was Word Travelers, which is a little co-op game where you're trying to direct people around this board using various 1 and 2 word clues to give them a path to collect the most points for your team. It had a little bit of a Codenames feel. Yeah, good times. Like this game. Next up was Things and Rings, which is a fun little word puzzle game where you have to figure out what the clues that a clue master are holding based on the different rings for things having to do with how the word is spelled or sounds, attributes of the word, and something else. I can't remember it all, but whatever. I got to play Quacks of Quedlinburg, which I've heard about for a long time but had never played, and I really, really enjoyed that. I'll be keeping my eyes out for an affordable copy of that in the future. The next morning when we woke up, we started the day with Smartphone Inc., which is a game I'd been wanting to play for a long time and really, really enjoyed. Then I got to play Comic Hunters. My copy of Comic Hunters had arrived just before I left for the trip, but somebody else brought theirs, and I was so excited to get to play it. I've already taught my 9-year-old son how to play, and I'm looking forward to teaching my wife. I'm a big fan of this game, and I'm so glad it finally came to America. Then we moved on to Obsession, which is a favorite of mine. I'm a big fan of this game. Theming-wise, it's fun to tell a little story. And I just love all the different mechanics. It's a fun little puzzle to figure out. Got into a little Cat in the Box, which is a game I picked up for myself in Asheville on my honeymoon and have really enjoyed. This game was the surprise of the weekend. The Blockbuster movie trivia game, as we all started saying, is way better than it has any right to be. It doesn't have a lot of repeatability as far as we played twice over the course of 2 days and we started seeing the same cards over and over again. But it's a really fun game. It's a fun party game. Next morning we got into Dead Rising, which a member of our group has been trying to get to the table, but it's such a big game that it's been tough to do. I had an excellent time with this game. It is a lot of fun. The components are really cool. The card upgrade system is great. It's an excellent game. Highly recommended. We played a little Chinatown, which I'd never played before. I'd played Waterfall Park, which I know is very similar, but I'd never played Chinatown. And now I need to go back and play Waterfall Park again so I can make a decision as to which one I like better. This was one of my favorite games of the weekend. Baseball Highlights 2045. We did a little tournament style, World Series style mode where we had 4 people playing and we did a little bracket system. This game is so much fun. It's a deck builder for future baseball that involves robots and cyborgs, and it's just a wonderful time. This was another one I'd never heard of before, but really, really enjoyed. This is Veil of Eternity, which I had a wonderful time with. I look forward to playing this one again sometime soon. This is one of the few games that I knew how to play beforehand because I had played it once before. This is Root, and I mean, it feels to me like everybody who's involved in board games knows Root. Such a fun game. I've played the Marquis de Cats both times, and I went for the domination. Is that what it's called? Dominance victory this time, and kind of shook the game up. I did not get it, but it was fun. I don't have pictures of both, but I taught my son to play Art Robbery, and then we took it to my mom's house where my aunt and uncle are visiting, and we played with them. I also taught him to play Comic Hunters, so we had a good time with that as well. They also taught us a game called Karma, which I really enjoyed. I think it's based on a drinking game called Shithead. I've never played it before, but I had fun with it. It was kind of a fun game. And then last night, to round things out for the week, we got together and played Salton Sea. This was my second time playing this game, and the only thing it suffers from is it takes a very long time, and we can't really figure out why. The game was like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something like that, and it didn't seem like it should last that long, but there was just something about it. Like, every individual piece is cool, but somehow when all the mechanics get together, they tend to bog each other down. So I'm not sure exactly what the deal was there, but I enjoyed it. Just, I don't know, 2 plays may have been enough. I'm not sure. I play a lot of games on BGA too, and there were some games at the Cabin Con and at home that I did not get pictures of. So here's a full list in the next 3 pictures of everything I played in the past 7 days. Trio was one I was a big fan of. I actually wound up buying it and then learning that it was on BGA, so I've been playing that on BGA and looking forward to getting a live game going with my family. Chicken was another really fun party game, and my son and I also played some Sea Salt and Paper while we were out to lunch with my family and waiting for the food. He's a big fan of that one, and it helps us keep him occupied while we wait at a restaurant. So that's everything for this week, and I will be back next Friday to tell you guys about what I played at our Sunday meetup and throughout the week with my wife or with my kiddo or both. And hope you guys have a good week, and feel free to shout out board game suggestions for me, and I may be doing more board game content. I'm not an expert in the hobby, but you know, everybody's got to have a thing these days. So if there's something you want to hear about, let me know.